A couple of weeks ago, my friend at Dooglebooks, my contact there, asked me if I would like to have a look at two of their newer boards. These two here, these are 12-inch LCD writing boards. The boxes look the same, but if we turn them over, there are some minor differences. If you look here, you can see it says there's a pink dot there denoting the colour of the board itself, and it says Colourful Writing Board, and board colour is pink. If you look over here, the blue dot, again, colour of the board, it says Partial Erasure Board, and that's the difference. So let's take a look at exactly what I've got here. Both of these new boards come in a very similar sleeve to the one that my Dooglebooks Pro Board comes in. Around the back they both have a little pocket. We'll have a look what they've got in them in just a moment. These little sleeves are quite nice and thick. These two are Velcro fastening. A nice and thick material. They will protect the board very nicely indeed. There's the blue one. And over here we have the pink one. The two boards look almost identical. However, if we look closer, you can see this particular board here has two buttons, and this one over here has one button. This is a standard LCD writing board, in that once you've finished writing on it, and this is colourful background as well. Look guys, nice colourful background for you. To erase it, you simply push the button once and that's it, done. This one here works slightly differently. You have to double click the button here to clear it, and that is because this particular board here is what they call the Partial Erasure Board. The stylus supplied with the Partial Erasure Board has a standard tip at this end, but it also has a little bit of an eraser going on in the back here, a little bit of a silicone eraser here, and we can use this to remove any unwanted areas of what you've been drawing on the board itself, any data. So we can double click and it will clear the board completely. If I then was to write something on here like this, and you've made a mistake just here, you simply hit this button just here, and hopefully you should be able to see a little LED flashing just there. Now we can use the other end of the stylus and rub out the mistake. It's pretty clever really guys. It's just like using pencil and paper back in the old days. Just erase a little bit of it, or erase the whole lot. There we go. I had noticed actually, even using the eraser, well, you can actually use the eraser to write with as well, but using the eraser to remove whatever you've got on the board doesn't, in my experience, however hard I rub it, doesn't seem to leave any marks behind on the board. If it did, a little damp cloth will soon fetch it off, but that's pretty clever, is that? Okay, let's just cancel that. The other clever thing about this board is it's pressure sensitive as well guys, so you can just like a gentle touch of the surface, you can get a thin line going on, or if you press really hard we can get a much thicker line as well. That's pretty clever, isn't it? The harder you press, the thicker the line you get. Clever, isn't it? Taking a moment to look at the two stylus, you can see the Partial Erase Board stylus is very much different from the standard board, in that it has a little silicone rubber on the end of it. We have a little hole for a lanyard here, whereas the hole for the lanyard is on the end of the stylus of the standard board. Both of the boards are equipped with a magnet and an erase protect switch just here, so you can lock the screen by pushing the button over that side, so you can't actually erase your data accidentally, and pull it back this way if you wish to erase the data. Both the boards come with accessories in the back of the sleeve. We have a spare battery, a spare stylus and a lanyard to hang the stylus from, so you're not going to lose it. Again, we have a spare battery for the Partially Erased board and a spare stylus too. However, the thing that surprised me about this is It's not the same stylus as you get with the board. This one doesn't have an eraser on it. However, you do get a large silicone eraser which you can use to erase more data than you can the small one on the end here, but I'm still surprised that we've got a different stylus in the pack. Speaking of the eraser, a quick word on Dooglebooks customer service. From previous experience, I knew there would be a spares kit in the back of the pouch of the LCD writing boards. So I just happened to look at this one here, which is from the pink LCD board, and I didn't bother to check the other packet. So I was speaking to my contact at Dooglebooks, and he was mentioning the eraser, and I said, well, what eraser? I didn't get an eraser. Oh no, I'll send you one straight out, he says. So when I got home, I happened to look in the other kit, and lo and behold, you do actually get an eraser. Never assume anything, guys. Anyway, the following day at work, I was in the canteen having my lunch, when one of the ladies from reception came in. She says, oh, hi Nash, you've got a little package here. And lo and behold, this spare eraser arrived. So I'm going to say that the Dooglebooks customer service is very good indeed. I have heard reports that using the eraser on this board leaves marks behind on it, and it could be a fault with the screen itself. Well, I haven't noticed any such thing at all. There we go, put a mark on there. Go to the partially raised button. See the LED flashing there, hopefully, there we go. You have to rub quite hard to get it off, but it comes off, and I can't see any marks there. Even if you use the larger eraser. I'm pressing quite hard. As you can see, it's going away. Right, let's just cancel that. I really can't see any marks there at all, so don't know what that report is all about. Both of these boards are made in exactly the same way, as I say, apart from the difference that you've got fully erasable or fully erasable and partial erasable on this board here, but they're both made the same way. They're both good quality. They're a little bit flexible, but they're both the same quality. You have two magnets, so you can stick it on your fridge if you wish to. It'll hold it in place quite nicely, and there's a slight texture to the back of it which will aid in holding it whilst you're using it. Very nicely constructed, both of these boards. I quite like them indeed. Both the boards have replaceable batteries, which you will find in the top, just here and just here. Same place on each board, because they're basically the same thing, with just a variation on how they're controlled. And as I say, you do actually get a spare battery and a little spares kit in each pouch. This one is for the partially erased board because you get a little eraser with it. The other board, you just get this spare stylus here. Stylus storage is at the bottom of each board, and I'll chuck that one on the floor. Now, both held very securely. There we go. They're not going to come out, either of them. Okay then, so I would like to thank my friends at Dooglebooks for sending in these two new boards and the spare eraser as well. So, you know, customer service right up there, guys. Both of these devices are aimed at children. You can see from the colourful finish on the board right here. But, you know, even if you're an adult and you're artistic and you like to draw pictures and write things down, I can't see any reason why you can't have one of these. They're quite interesting for like sketching. Once you've sketched it, there is no storage on the board and there's no way to connect it to a computer. But if you use your phone's camera, you can instantly capture whatever you've got on the screen at the time before erasing it. You can also use one of the proprietary apps such as Microsoft Lens or whatever your favourite app is for, you know, capturing and storing your data. Okay guys, let me know what you think of these boards here. I know there's no onboard storage, nor can you connect it to a computer, and that will be you know, a no-go for some of you out there, but you know, I'm sure children will enjoy writing on these. The partially raised board, I think, is a very clever idea. So if you make a slight mistake on what you've written or which you've drawn, you've not got to destroy the whole lot to correct it. You can just erase the small error that you've put on there. Yeah, I think they're quite good actually. As I say, I also have this Dooglebooks Pro Board, which they also kindly sent me out, and as you can see, I've actually been using it because when I do my reviews, I like to sometimes give dimensions and weights, etc. So I write it down on here beforehand, and I can then read it on screen, and it saves paper basically, because that's what I was using in the past, reams and reams of paper with information which just simply went into the bin. But as you can see, a quick click on the button here and it's gone. Okay then guys, what I'll do is I will leave you some links to the Dooglebooks website, and also links to both of these where you can purchase them from on Amazon. So you know, just look down below the video, scroll down below the video, click on either of the links you want, pink board, blue board, which is a partially raised board, and you go straight along and check out the prices of them at the moment and purchase them without having to search for them. So again, once again, let's thank Dooglebooks for very kindly sending these boards in. I do like them, so thank you very much guys for sending them in. Please let me know what you think of these things in the comments down below. I find them very useful you know, for writing data when I'm doing my reviews, etc., as you've seen. They're quite well made, not all that heavy, so you know your child shouldn't have any problems holding these up while they're writing on them, and it probably would give them many hours of fun whilst driving a long distance. You know what it's like. Are we there yet? You know, give them one of these and they'll be fine, I think. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed the review of these two Dooglebooks here. I'm quite a fan of the company actually. It's a UK based company. Although the boards are made in China, they are made to a quite high standard. By purchasing from them you are supporting a UK based company, so just remember that one. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you'll pop back again in the very near future, because I may very well possibly get something else from Dooglebooks in the near future. I don't know what's going on there. I can't really say what's going on there. But thank you very much to Dooglebooks for sending them along. And I hope you'll pop over again to take another look at whatever else I've got. I do love my tech, as obviously you guys do, or else you wouldn't be here watching this. Alright guys, thanks for popping over. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you laters.